Something unusual is unfolding in San Francisco, and it's not just the familiar bay breeze. A heavy silence fills the Chase Center. It's the kind of silence that comes before a storm, or perhaps before a final act. It's a quiet that speaks volumes between the lines. So, what's next? Stephen Curry, the most prolific shooter in NBA history, has spoken. And when he talks, people pay attention. In a recent interview with Complex Sports, the Golden State Warriors star point guard was direct. "I'm nowhere near retiring." At 37 years old, with 4 championships, 2 MVP trophies, and a game-changing legacy, Curry still grips the three-point line with confidence. But beneath his hopeful words lies a sobering truth. Time is moving fast. Curry remains fiercely competitive, but the pressing question lingers. What is the Warriors organization doing to support him? What actions has the front office taken to show they still believe in another championship? Since their painful elimination by the Minnesota Timberwolves in the conference semifinals, fans have been waiting for a bold move, something that honors the legacy of the player who revolutionized modern basketball. But instead, they were met with silence. Klay Thompson, Curry's longtime teammate and co-star in countless playoff wars, said his goodbyes and signed with the Dallas Mavericks. Meanwhile, Jimmy Butler, who joined mid-season, remains a question mark. Despite his strong resume, doubts surround his physical durability and his fit within Golden State's unique system. The offseason passed with little noise. For many supporters, the lack of major activity was almost unforgivable. In the void left by inactivity, one name has risen in importance: Jonathan Kuminga. Young, athletic, and brimming with potential, Kuminga has found himself in the middle of a quiet standoff between his personal goals and the team's long-term vision. He wants more responsibility, a bigger role, and a significant payday, reportedly around $25 million per year. The Warriors, however, have offered something closer to $20 million annually over 3 seasons. But this is about more than just numbers. Kuminga is not just another prospect. Many analysts view him as the bridge between the Warriors' past glory and their potential future. He's a versatile defender, aggressive at the rim, and full of raw, unpolished talent. Last season, his minutes increased, and so did his impact. With that came rising expectations. The question now, is he ready to step into the spotlight, or will he remain in the background behind Curry, Draymond Green, and Andrew Wiggins? The situation becomes even more intriguing with an unspoken backdrop. Milwaukee, or more precisely, Giannis Antetokounmpo. According to journalist Tim Kawakami, the Warriors' front office is holding on tightly to all its assets, just in case the trade market explodes. If Giannis becomes available, Golden State wants to be ready with a compelling offer. And Kuminga could be a vital part of that package. The tension is real. Curry may not be panicking, but he's aware. His comments about approaching his career in 2-year segments sound like a subtle countdown. He's not announcing retirement, but he's also not interested in wasting what's left of his prime on a team in limbo. He wants to compete for championships, and time is running out. It's strange how eras end without warning. Not long ago, the trio of Curry, Klay, and Draymond dominated the league. They played with ease, confidence, and rare synergy. Now, Klay is gone. Draymond is battling age and wear. Curry still shines, but he needs reinforcements, players who can match his pace and share the burden. Jimmy Butler brings championship experience and leadership. He's known for stepping up when it matters most. But at 35, his game, built on physicality and intensity, may not last much longer. And bringing in another aging star adds to an already veteran-heavy roster. That's why Kuminga is so important. At just 21, he offers more than youth. He offers hope. He represents a potential balance between today's urgency and tomorrow's promise. But he wants playing time. He craves a bigger stage. And maybe he's earned it. In several games last season, he looked like the team's second-best player. But his development challenges the Warriors' culture. One that's based on seniority and long-earned trust, with a strong emphasis on experience. It's understandable, but perhaps that mindset needs to evolve. Kuminga is no longer just a project. He's becoming a real contributor. And if the Warriors don't recognize that, another team will. There are already whispers of him being involved in potential sign-and-trade deals. He's seen as one of the most valuable young assets in the league. Athletic, promising, and still on a relatively affordable contract. Golden State doesn't want to lose him, and certainly not for cheap. Because if Giannis hits the trade market, Kuminga might be the asset that gives the Warriors a shot at making the most compelling offer. Still, how long can they afford to wait for a hypothetical? The offseason is already more than halfway done. Fans are growing restless. Curry is waiting. Draymond is waiting. The entire fan base is holding its breath, hoping for a sign that the team still believes that they aren't content to let time slip away. And that might be the harshest criticism from the fan base right now. The fear that the front office is living in the past while the rest of the league moves on. The fear that Stephen Curry, the greatest player in franchise history, could finish his career carrying a team that no longer has what it takes to contend. Nobody wants that. Not the fans, not the rivals, not the players. The respect for Curry is universal. There's a quiet consensus. He deserves more. He deserves to finish with a fighting chance. He deserves to compete, not fade away. The bottom line is simple, but powerful. Curry still has plenty of fuel left, but he needs a machine built to win. Butler might be one piece of that engine, but he can't carry it alone. Kuminga is the engine of the future, but maybe it's time to turn that motor on now. Giannis? He's the distant hope. Possibly real, possibly not. But while everyone waits, time doesn't. The Warriors have reached a crossroads, and this time, there's no obvious answer. Do they rebuild? Do they make one final push for another title? Do they trust the old core, or shake things up and try something new? Every option has risks, but doing nothing might be the riskiest move of all. This is the moment. In this quiet tension, the future of one of the NBA's most iconic dynasties hangs in the balance. The coming months will determine if there's one more title run left, or if it's finally time to move on. And you, the fan, what would you do if you ran the front office? Would you keep Kuminga no matter what? Go all in on Giannis? Or build slowly around Curry and younger talent? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this story, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Because what comes next could change everything once again.